What's up, everybody? Dan here with the CODEX Station with another review. Today, I'll be reviewing the miniseries Wesley Dodds, The Sandman, which was a six-issue miniseries published by DC Comics between October 2023 and March 2024. It was written by Robert Venditti, with art by Riley Rossmo, colors by Ivan Placencia, sorry if I mispronounced that, and letters by Tom Napolitano. So this story takes place early in the Sandman's career. This was before he was a founding member of the JSA, and he is aware of these other vigilantes that are around, but doesn't really think of himself in the same vein as them. The story starts out of him in his civilian identity as Wesley Dodds, trying to sell the sleep gas that he has created to the military as a humane way of fighting the war. The way he looks at it is that it will save millions of lives, and they won't have to just go out and kill everybody, and it'll be a way to end the war faster and, like I said, more humanely. And he's doing this with the help of a friend of his deceased father's that is like family to him. But the military turns him down because they're not interested in a humane way to fight the war. They want something that will end it a more definite way. They're not interested in a humane way to do it. So he is, as you can guess, he is a little bummed about this. And then somebody breaks into his house, and they have figured out that he's the Sandman. They break into his basement, which he uses as his kind of base of operations. And in his safe, they steal his research journal, which has all of the formulas for all of the different gases that he came up with while he was trying to perfect his sleeping gas. And a lot of these other gases are all much deadlier, but he doesn't use them. It's just what he discovered on the way to creating the gas that he uses. And they also burn his house down in the process. So he has to then go stay with this guy that's helping him, that was a friend of his deceased father's. So then for the rest of the book, he has to figure out who it was that learned his identity and stole this book from him. There was a criminal's body that was left at the scene, but Dodds figures out pretty early on that he wasn't the one behind it. So he has to figure out who's behind it. And most importantly of all to him, he has to get this research book back before it can fall into the wrong hands and they could start making all these deadly gases. So, it's a good noir, the story, a good kind of detective story. He eventually finds the person that was the one that actually stole the stuff, who has outfitted themselves in a suit similar to his, but is using the deadly gases as opposed to the sleeping gas that he uses, is calling himself the Fog. So Dodds has to fight him, and he gets exposed to his own sleep gas. So the saying that he always uses, which is, "For none can escape the Sandman's dark dream," he then has to experience that himself, the effects of the sleep gas, and he has to fight through that and beat the Fog. And then he also realizes that that person is not the one that is behind everything. He's just really the muscle for him. So he has to figure out who it is that's behind everything. Like he said, recover the journal before they can really use it. And, like I said, it's a really good detective noir story. It's 6 issues. It's well paced. You never feel like it's dragging, but you also never feel like it's rushing through. I think 6 issues was the perfect amount of time to tell this story. And, it's got some good twists in it, good twists on the ending. Like I said, I really enjoyed the writing, but the thing that I didn't like was the art. Not that Rossmo is a bad artist. I feel like he was just the wrong artist to do this book. Now, the covers are amazing. It has some really gorgeous covers on the book, but the interior art just does not fit the tone of the story. The interior art is very, kind of cartoony, and it doesn't fit with the seriousness and the darkness of the story. I feel like, a different artist like a Steve Epting or a Gary Frank, or someone that has a little more serious, um, gritty kind of style that can draw some of these, these darker things, would have been a much better choice for it. Like I said, not that there's anything wrong with Riley Rossmo as an artist, but this is one of those cases where the art and the story do not match, and it detracts from the overall story. So overall, I would rate this a 7 out of a 10. Like I said, I really enjoyed the story, and the only thing that's bringing it down is the art, because I felt the artwork in it was completely out of place. But other than that, it's a fun read. I still recommend it. 7 out of a 10. I think you'll enjoy it. So again, I've been Dan Kelly for the Codex Station, and make sure you check us out online at thecodexstation.com. There's links to all of our socials on there. You can meet the team. You can go find us on all the different sites we're on. Make sure to give us a like, share, subscribe, follow. And until next time, I'll catch you by the spinner rack.